Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my dear sisters. Inshallah, today we are taking the new special area in the tongue, which is going to be the tip of the tongue. The tip of the tongue, we are taking two letters for today. The first one is the noon, the second one is the ra. First, we should learn from where exactly we are doing both letters and what's the difference between them. Both are coming from the tip of the tongue, touching the gum of the upper two teeth. Yeah, they are the same, but the difference between the noon and the ra is that in the case of the ra, we have a special shape for the tongue. The tongue is not touching the tip of the tongue. We don't put the whole part of the tip in the gum of the upper teeth, but we are just using the sides of the tongue. This is in case of the ra. So in case of the ra, we are not using the whole tip, but we are just using the sides of the tip, and this is will make like a gap in the middle of the tongue or the middle of the tip of the tongue, which will help you then to keep the sound running in this gap, and which we call the deviation we took before with the lam will happen also with the ra, and the sound will run in this gap. So this is the difference between the noon and the ra. Also, the difference between the noon and the ra, as I told you, both are coming from the tip of the tongue, touching the gum of the upper two teeth. But the difference between them also, not only in the shape of the tongue, but in case of noon, we see that the noon is closer to the tip, yeah, but the ra is more inside. So we can do this comparison if you just recited both. If you did an, you see here, the noon is closer to the tip while ar is back. Yeah, so the ra is closer to the inside part of the tip while the noon is closer to the outside part. So now we learned the difference between the noon and the ra. What else we should take care about? Here we should take care about the mistakes we are doing with the noon. Let's take first the noon. What is the big deal with the noon? Why the people are suffering with the noon? Some people are suffering because they don't know how to produce the noon. Is that everything that we just put the tongue there in the gum of the upper two teeth? Exactly, for sure, no. We should add something else, which is to use the nose here. What is happening exactly? And this is coming by itself. You are not doing something by intention. But after you put the tip of the tongue in the gum of the upper teeth, the sound is trapped there. Okay, it's not trapped for long time, and then it is directed towards the nose. So you have to do this, yeah? If the sound is not directed towards the nose, the noon sound will not be complete. Yeah, so it will not become a clear noon. And this is the problem. Now, if the student wanted to have a clear noon with no gunna, like in case of izhar, here we can't say that there is no gunna at all, but very, very short gunna. In that case, you have to rely very strongly on the tongue part, not on the nose. Yeah, so here we need to press strongly using the tongue, and this way will help you not to produce longer gunna. And if you want to do longer gunna, a long one, so in that case you press gently using the tip of the tongue, and this will help the air to go through the nose more and produce longer gunna. Yeah, so this is how we deal with it. What else we should take care about when we do the noon is that we should keep it light. Many students are doing the noon as heavy letter. Like, for example, they say ناظرين instead of ناظرين. She said ناظرين. No, it's not correct for sure. And what else? Also the noon, some students do, like especially if it comes at the end of the word, they don't keep the noon running, but they cut the sound on the noon, and this is not correct. As I told you, the noon is running. The sound is running in the nose, as we mentioned. So you have to keep running for a while. So if you didn't do, it will become not clear noon. For example, نستعين, this word I want to stop on. The wrong way is to stop نستعين, this way. Now you cut the sound in the noon. This is not correct. You have to keep it running. So نستعين, yeah, not too long, yeah. But on the same time, you are not doing qalqala, for example, like some people do qalqala in order to show the noon. This is not correct. So you should keep the noon running without doing qalqala. نستعين العالمين. So we don't say العالمين, no, or we don't say العالمين. Where is the noon? You have to keep it there. You have to show it and keep it running for a while, not very long time. As I told you, because if you left it for long, it will be changing to double noon, and you should avoid this. But in the same time, we should not delete the noon. We should keep it there. So you keep running, but not for a long time, because you don't want to make it as double noon. Okay, those are the common mistakes we have with the noon. How about the ra? Is that everything that we just put the tip of the tongue in this area, which is the gums of the front two teeth? No, it's not like only this, but as I told you, we are using only the sides of the tip. Yeah. And the common mistakes we have with the ra is the repetition of the ra. For sure, if you are able to repeat the ra, it means that you are able to produce the ra correctly. If you can repeat, so it means that you are on the place of the ra, you are on the right place. But you should avoid to repeat more than once. Okay, so the ra should be repeated only once. Ar, that's it, not ar, just ar. So if you want to do this and avoid to do the repetition, what you should take care about is that you don't touch the tip of the tongue, the whole tip with the gum. No, you just use the sides in order to leave a gap in the middle where the sound will run. So first, the sound is trapped because you already touched the upper teeth. This area, the gum of the upper teeth, but you should leave this gap in the middle, as I told you, because if you also did this and you touched with the whole part of the tip, this will not leave a chance for the air to go back and show the ra. And what else is going to happen? The air, when it is trapped this way, it will push the tongue down again and again, and it will be producing the repetition like that. Yeah, so you have to make sure there is a gap. Your tongue is like a sandwich. The sides of the tongue are just touching in this area, but the middle part is having a small gap. What else we should take care about with the ra? Some people suffer because they mix the ra with the ghain sound. They do add ghain. Why this is happening? Why those people are suffering with the ra and mixing the ra with the ghain? This is something we should take care about. Here, those people, they press very strongly when they want to do the heavy ra. We know that in order to produce the heavy ra, you should put the tongue in the place of the ra as we did now and lift the tongue from the back in order to produce heavy sound. But when they lift it from the back, they do that very strongly. And that's why it produced instead of ar. Yeah. So here, what you want to do is just to avoid lifting the tongue from the back strongly. Just do that in a gentle way, and this will help you not to produce the qaf sound with the ra or the ghain sound with the ra, which is a very, very common mistake, my dear sisters. Okay, so what we want to do here, don't lift the tongue from the back very strongly. Just do that gently, and this will help you not to have any mixing between the ra and the ghain. What else we have to do? If you, as I told you, did touch the upper or the gum of the upper teeth, as I told you, very strongly, this is not correct. Why? Because this will trap the sound there very strongly, and this will not be clear ra. If I try to do this with you, it will be like ar. The ra is not clear this way. No, don't press that strongly, okay? Ar. Now it's clear, yeah? So don't press strongly using the tip of the tongue, and at the same time, as I told you, make sure you have the gap in the middle, which will prevent the repetition of the ra. That's everything about the ra and the noon. I hope it is clear, inshallah. Jazakumullah khair.